Howdy, Simmers. Happy Valentine's Day, whether you are in a relationship or not. If you do not have plans for Valentine's Day, prepare yourselves because I am about to make some plans for you. I'm gonna start off by saying this is not an ad. I'm just really excited for today. And that is because my favorite visual novel game, First Bite, has a new DLC releasing today called First Bite Bad Blood. And depending on what time this video comes out, the DLC may or may not already be available. If it's not out yet, just keep an eye out for it. It'll be out sometime today. First Bite is an LGBTQ plus visual novel about a vampire throuple that you encounter. And the goal of First Bite is to convince this vampiric trio to turn you into a vampire rather than kill you. First Bite Bad Blood is the aftermath of that, so should you survive the first half of the game, you'll find out what happens in Bad Blood. I am so lucky to have gotten to play this on stream over the weekend. Thank you to the devs for providing me with the game for early access. It's a lot of fun. It's a hilarious game, and oh man, it is an adult game though, so if you are not 18 plus, I don't recommend the game for you, but for anyone who is an adult, highly recommend. But anyway, to celebrate the release of First Bite Bad Blood, I decided to make the trio in The Sims 4. And this is how it went. So right off the bat, I'm gonna say I do not feel like I did the characters justice. However, I made an attempt, and I don't think they came out that bad. But we're working on Valeria at the moment, and Valeria to me is an absolute goddess. She has very expensive taste, loves being pampered, and is very much probably more of like the spoiled one in my eyes. Uh, but the reason I'm starting out with her is because my on-stream playthrough, I actually went for her. In First Bite, you get to pick which vampire you want to be sired to, should you manage to convince any of them to not kill you. So Valeria is definitely one of my favorites. It's so hard to pick a favorite character between the trio because they're all so unique and so different. And I love each and every one of them for different reasons. But Valeria is just pure perfection in my eyes. I absolutely love her. And I really wanted to make her facial features like as close to what they are in the game as I could, but it's a little bit difficult, mainly because art styles don't transfer over very well when they're very different. But also, I'm just not good at making like gorgeously beautiful Sims. So I tried my best. I do think that the Sim version of her came out decent. It's not entirely accurate, I feel. I did miss some things, like she has a third tattoo, and I only managed to get two on there. But I did go back just on my own time and kind of changed a few things. I realized her hair has kind of like the blue tint from the black hair color, so I changed it to the other black swatch that we got because, we got that hair swatch update quite a while ago, and they added some uh, other swatches. So we had like more variety of browns. We had a black version of the hair that didn't have that blue tint. But I do go back just on my own time, and I'll show you later that I do give her the correct hair color that has that blue tint. But yeah, for Valeria, I definitely tried to stick to like, well, for all of them, I tried to stick with kind of a certain color scheme. So for Valeria, it's a lot of like black and like dark blue. Um, just because, yeah, I don't have a lot to go off of. For a lot of the outfits, I actually have to improvise because in First Bite, they really only have like so many outfits. You don't see like their swimwear, you don't see like a cold weather outfit. They're vampires, they don't really get cold. So I had to improvise a lot, but I think that each of them came out decently okay. Um, Between the three of them though, I'd say Laurel is probably my favorite Sim version. Ilyas is probably my least favorite. I just don't feel like I did Ilyas justice like at all. I don't think I did good on that one. Um, but yeah, Valeria is very much the expensive, spoiled vampire of the trio, and I feel like I can compare this trio to the evil vampire trio from the first Twilight movie. Valeria and Victoria, James and Ilyas, and Laurel and Laurent. Like, I was thinking about this yesterday. I was like, oh wow, I realized they're very similar because Victoria and Valeria are both people who you would think are like super delicate. They're maybe underestimated, but they are super dangerous and very not delicate. Um, so yeah. And then Ilyas and James, they are both kind of the hunters of their trios. So they love kind of the chase, they love the kill. They're very gruesome people. Um, and for Ilyas, I wanted to do justice for him so bad, and I just feel like I completely fell through with it. Like, I don't have a lot of male custom content as the problem, and I just don't feel like I did the best on Ilyas that I could have. I think had I had more custom content, I definitely could have made him a little better or a little bit more accurate to his first bite, like actual counterpart. But it is what it is. Ilyas is a very beefy guy. He's got big muscles. He is very much like confident in himself. He brags about his muscles a lot, and he absolutely loves flattery. So he's definitely not the most intelligent of the bunch, but he is very lovable, I think. He's also a goofball, and oh gosh, he has some amazing lines in the first bite things, and so it's like, oh man. His dialogue alone, I think, has gotten me to fall for him just a tad. Um but yeah, like I said, I wish I had done better on Ilyas. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I could have done better, and I just really didn't. But I think also what's kind of throwing me off is I picked the wrong like sweatshirt tank color. So I went with a gray for his character in The Sims, but he wears like a normal just like black one. So that's the thing. I think that could be a big factor into what's throwing me off. But we're finally moving on to Laurel, and Laurel is quite the mystery, in my opinion. They are very, like, I don't know how to describe them. They're probably the most interesting out of all of the trio because we don't know much about him, and his pronouns are they, him, or what is it? He, they. So I am using both he, him, they, them, because that's the pronouns. Um, but with Laurel, I wanted to make sure I got their style right because they have a very unique style in the game, and if you play it, you will discover why. Um, but they are probably the most interesting just because they have a past that you'll kind of not really necessarily explore, but you'll learn more about in First Bite Bad Blood, just a tiny bit. So they are quite interesting. But I wanted to make them like super duper fashionable because I feel like they have some of the best fashion sense in the entire game. So yeah, I definitely struggled with some things. I wanted to give Laurel this like very sparkly type of suit for his formal, but then I was like, well, I don't know. So I feel like if anyone's gonna show up in a sparkly suit to like a formal event, it would be Ilyas because Ilyas is very much like this person who goes all out. He definitely stands out in a crowd, and not just because he is this big beefy man, but because he definitely does not always get with the program, and he has very different ideas of what is appropriate to wear in certain situations, as you will find out in First Bite Bad Blood. Sorry. But yeah. So Laurel, I had a lot of fun with putting Laurel's style together. I was a little bit worried I wouldn't have anything for them, but I did manage to get something together that I'm kind of happy with. So there we go. We are getting to the end of this, and of course, I do throw in Laurel's iconic purple lipstick because how can I not? I'm so jealous of people who can wear purple lipstick. I cannot wear purple lipstick. It does not, like, I'm sure it would suit me, but my teeth are just not wide enough for it to look good. So I just don't. I don't really wear makeup anymore anyway. So yeah. But I am gonna hop into the game and actually show you them, the like final versions of them. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop into the game. All right, so this is the final version of Valeria, and unfortunately I could not get that third tattoo on her without removing this little one on her chest. But here she is with, again, that swatch that has the blue tint to the hair. So I did make sure to change it to that. And I think she came out pretty okay. So the dress that I picked out for her was kind of closer to the style than the color, but I think it worked out okay. And then this is her formal, which I feel very much suits Valeria. It is closer to the color of her actual dress, even though the style is very different. But I feel like this fits her very well. And then for her athletic, I channeled one of the other outfits that you get to see her in when you play First Bite. So she has this kind of like updo going on. And I couldn't get it exact to what I recall seeing in First Bite. It's been a minute since I've actually like looked at the outfit, so it's probably a little bit different. But I think it looks cute. And then because this is kind of an adult game, all of their sleepwear outfits are gonna be kind of interesting, but Valeria's for sure has this very, alluring look going on, I would say. So, yeah. But she looks great, I think. Her party wear is one of my favorites ever. I think I have fallen in love with this very beautiful sparkly dress that I didn't even know I had in the game. Like, I don't remember when I downloaded this, but she looks stunning. And because it is Valeria, you just know she is going to try to look her best for every event because she is Valeria. So... swimwear is nothing special, just this cute little one piece. And then for hot weather, I gave her these gorgeous heel boots. And I have not gotten a chance to use this sparkly top before, I believe. And so I thought, what better time than to use it now? And I paired it with this cute little skirt. And I actually really like this outfit. And then for hot weather is... very, very simple. Or, this is cold weather. My bad. But still, very simple and not really necessary because she is a vampire. But Valeria, I gave her the fabulously wealthy aspiration. She is high maintenance, materialistic, and a snob. Very much so because she is all about that lavish life and luxury and... yeah, that fits Valeria to a T, I think. But moving on to Ilyas. Ilyas is our big beefy hunter man. So, like I said, I am not like super pleased with how he turned out, but I gave it my best shot. This is as big as I can make his muscles, unfortunately. Yeah, so for formal, I did try to give him kind of an eccentric thing. Because, like I said, he is very much the one out of all of them who's going to have some questionable taste about what is appropriate for what type of event. So I did try to keep him, like, looking formal, but I added a little bit of flair to it because I felt that it would fit him a little bit more. And athletic, he is going to take every opportunity he can to show off his muscles. So I do try to, like, kind of influence that in my choices for what to give him for some of the outfits. Sleepwear, he is topless. I'm trying to show off some of the scars that he has because in First Bite, you can very clearly see that he has, like, scars kind of all along his shoulders. And unfortunately, we don't have, like, shoulder covering scars in the game. We have just the ones that go, like, over the chest or, like, on the back. And so that's kind of the closest I could do. And the back one actually almost reaches his shoulder, but not quite, unfortunately. All right, moving on to party wear. He's got that kind of open shirt, so not entirely showing off his muscles, but he is definitely, like, very laid back and definitely trying to get some action, potentially. Swimwear, again, very, very simple. You never see these vampires go swimming, so I was kind of at a loss for ideas of what to actually have them wear during swimming time. For hot weather, I just gave him a little tank top because, again, he's going to show off his muscles any chance he gets. And we just got some of the camo shorts and just whatever those shoes are called. I don't actually know, like, what type of shoes they are. But yeah, and then cold weather is... I don't imagine someone like him is going to actually get cold, so he has just, like, what looks to be a very warm t-shirt. It's short sleeve, but I... definitely feel like that texture would be quite warm. So, yeah, nothing too special about Ilyas in terms of that. But for his aspiration, he is a bodybuilder. His traits are active, self-assured, and goofball because he is very confident in himself, loves to be flattered in terms of like his appearance. He loves being told that he's all big and muscly and that kind of stuff. But he's definitely a goofball for sure, because of some of his one-liners that he has and just overall his personality. He is actually a lot more than just muscle, as you will come to find out. But yeah, I do love Ilyas. I just don't think I love the Sims counterpart. So yeah. And then finally moving on to Laurel. And Laurel, I think I did the best on out of all of them. I was definitely a little worried going into this about how I would make their style or how I would make them look, because Laurel is a very interesting character, I feel, in terms of fashion, and I wanted to make sure that I got as close to their look as possible. So I went with these like vampire pants that look very much like leather, and this top. I dug into the feminine tag in terms of clothing and kind of hairstyle as well, because Laurel definitely has like some femininity. Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know. They do have kind of a feminine thing to them. And so I tried to implement that as best as I could. But I think he came out great, and I love the iconic lipstick. So the purple lipstick is probably my favorite thing about them. So that is their everyday. And then, like I said, I just gave them like kind of a basic outfit for formal instead of the sparkly suit that I kept looking into. For their athletic, I kind of channeled one of their other outfits. I remember Laurel has one like very casual outfit where they're just like dressed in a t-shirt that looks like very loose fitting. And so this is kind of how I implemented that. Moving on to sleepwear. I don't recall what their sleepwear is. I feel like it's very similar to their everyday, but I don't know. I wanted to try to do some different stuff, and I feel like this really doesn't suit it, actually, because the corset and the little, like, boxer things here just do not fit well together. But Laurel is not afraid to show some skin, so I think it is okay. Party wear. I can't tell if those are leather pants or not, if they're just really dark jeans, but I definitely channeled the vibe a little bit more with the fashion, and these heeled boots that I gave them, stunning. I think this is one of my favorite outfits between the entire trio. Swimwear is nothing fancy, so I don't know. I really am kind of at a loss of what to do for swimmer purposes for them, because they're vampires and they don't actually go swimming, so it's a little bit difficult to figure that out. Hot weather outfit is not one of my favorites, but I feel like it is something that Laurel would probably wear. I've never used this like mesh shoulder like top accessory thing before, and it doesn't go with this top necessarily, but I think it looks okay. And I gave them like some very chunky boots, and yeah. And then finally cold weather. Kind of the same thing with formal. I wanted to give them something that looks a little bit more on the professional side, but maybe still has some kind of zazz to it. But yeah, so for Laurel, I gave them the vampire family aspiration. I don't know if I can provide really an explanation for why, other than I wasn't exactly sure like what aspiration to give them otherwise. But they are romantic, loyal, and also I gave them the proper trait as well. So there you go. This is the trio of First Bite and The Sims 4. So there you have it, folks. I will not be putting The Sims on the gallery for you guys just because I used a lot of custom content, but let me know if you want me to make a like non-custom content version of them to put on the gallery for you guys if you're interested. I don't know how well that'll work out, but I will definitely try my best. If you are interested, just let me know in the comments, and I will try my best to do that. But yeah, so don't forget, First Bite Bad Blood comes out today. Really good game, still seriously highly recommend, and thank you once again to the devs for providing me with early access to First Bite Bad Blood. It was an amazing game and I had a lot of fun with it. But with that, I am gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel and make sure you have notifications on so you don't miss anything. Be sure to follow my socials, links are below. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.